Access to clean water is something most of us take for granted today, but throughout history the lack of it has been the difference between life and death. Wars, economic collapses, natural disasters, and long-term survival situations all expose one hard truth. Water that looks clear can still be deadly. Stay with me through this first minute, because what we're about to explore isn't a trendy survival hack or a commercially marketed filter. This is a method that has been tested for centuries, used by explorers, soldiers, and survivalists before the modern gear we rely on existed. It works in practically any situation, with minimal materials, and once you understand the principle behind it, you can adapt it anywhere. It isn't just about drinking safely. It's about understanding water, heat, and chemistry in a way that lets you survive without relying on convenience stores or specialized kits. The historical origins of this water purification method reveal why it was so reliable. Before the invention of portable filters and chemical tablets, people had to rely on the most basic resources: fire, containers, and a working understanding of heat. Explorers in the Arctic, soldiers during the World Wars, and pioneers crossing the American frontier all knew the importance of bringing water to a rolling boil and then allowing it to cool under controlled conditions. What made this method so critical was its universality. Whether the water came from a river pond or rain collection system, heating it to a high enough temperature for a sustained period destroyed bacteria, parasites, and most viruses known at the time. In environments where water was contaminated with human or animal waste, or where stagnant water could harbour disease, this method was often the only reliable option. The takeaway for modern survivalists is simple. Technology is useful, but knowledge of natural processes is indispensable. Boiling water doesn't require a filter, a tablet, or electricity. It only requires fire, a container, and time. Resources that are surprisingly accessible even in austere conditions. Right. So, understanding how heat changes water makes it safer to drink. Boiling water may sound basic, but, there is a science behind it. Microorganisms simply cannot survive prolonged exposure to temperatures near 100 degrees Celsius. Historical records show that explorers and soldiers who could maintain rolling boils for at least 1 to 3 minutes consistently avoided outbreaks of cholera, dysentery, and giardia. What's important is not just bringing water to a simmer, but reaching a temperature that actively denatures proteins and enzymes within pathogens. In practical terms, this means that if you are outdoors without modern tools, a simple metal pot, a fire, and some patience can produce water safe to drink. Even in emergency situations, heating water over coals or a controlled flame achieves the same effect. For those interested in extending the method, combining filtration through cloth or sand before boiling reduces sediment and improves taste, though the purification itself comes from the heat. The advantages of this forgotten method over modern quick fixes are often, underestimated. Today, survival guides emphasize chemical tablets, UV pens, and portable filters. While effective, these methods have limitations. Tablets can run out, batteries die, and filters clog. The historical method of boiling water doesn't have these weaknesses. It works as long as you can make a fire or use heat from another source, and it doesn't depend on fragile equipment. In many survival scenarios, knowledge outweighs gear. A soldier in a trench, a pioneer crossing mountains, or a modern camper facing unexpected contamination could always rely on this approach. Additionally, boiling is scalable. Whether you need a single cup or several litres, the principle remains the same. In comparison, most portable filters or tablets are limited by capacity and efficiency. For anyone planning extended outdoor travel, prepping for emergencies, or simply understanding historical survival practices, recognizing this method's enduring value is, well, essential. Even in urban emergencies, this approach works, you know. If municipal water is compromised, heating water on a stove, in a solar oven, or over a campfire achieves the same purification effect that explorers and soldiers depended on. For wilderness enthusiasts, it really reinforces the importance of carrying a sturdy container and knowing how to build a fire safely. A small metal mug, a kettle or a tin pot, combined with minimal fuel, can make water safe for yourself or your group without relying on commercial tools. And for extended preparedness, consider combining this with safe storage techniques. Boiled water, once cooled, should be kept in a clean container with a cover to prevent recontamination. This mirrors what historical survivalists did, and it ensures your efforts are not wasted. By integrating both heat-based purification and hygienic handling, you replicate a time-tested system that has kept humans alive for centuries. What makes this water purification approach powerful is the understanding it builds. It teaches patience, awareness of the environment, and respect for natural forces. Knowing that you can make any water source safe teaches independence and confidence in survival situations. This mindset separates those who rely solely on gear from those who can adapt to changing circumstances, a distinction recognized by historical survival experts and wartime explorers alike. If this exploration of a forgotten water purification method enriched your knowledge and sparked practical ideas for your own survival planning, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom. Share this guide with fellow enthusiasts and continue learning the timeless skills that history has tested and proven.